Hey there, it's Johanna, and today let's talk about how sometimes we hold back because we don't feel ready or we don't feel good enough or we just don't feel like what we're doing is important enough. So, when I was a kid, my parents gave me this really great present. It was a blank book, I guess kind of a journal, but it was big with nice sturdy pages, and each page had a nice big area for a drawing, for a picture, and then lines underneath for writing. And it had this yellow and blue cover that said in white letters, "The Big Book of Johanna." And I was thrilled. I was so excited. I loved art. I loved writing. And the idea of having a whole book filled with like the story of me and my life was just so cool. And, I was so excited. And something really held me back from actually filling those pages. I had this vision of having this complete, perfect book, and I just didn't feel like my life was interesting enough. I wanted only like the most exciting memories in there, and I wasn't sure if my skills were good enough, and I kind of just didn't really trust myself to actually, do things on the pages, to draw, to write. I was so afraid of making a mistake, of messing it up, or of somehow wasting the book. That, I did a few pages here and there, but for the most part, the book sat empty, waiting for me to feel good enough to actually fill it. And the especially unfortunate thing is it was a book designed for a child. And eventually I grew up. So while I was waiting to feel good enough to use this amazing present, I outgrew it. And now, instead of having this really vibrant, fun book of memories from my childhood, I have some mostly blank pages. And, this book isn't the only place where this sort of pattern has shown up in my life, and maybe you can relate too. I think for me and many of us, there's so many ways that we just kind of hold back and we wait until we feel ready, until we feel good enough, until we feel like we have something, important or worthy that we are able to do. And doing something new, doing something uncertain, doing something that's out of the ordinary, where people can see us, whatever it might be, feels vulnerable. It's risky. It can be pretty scary. And the funny thing is, it's often hard to actually feel ready to do something until we've already started doing it and are building our skills and getting the feel of what it's like and getting more comfortable with it. Well, we are waiting and waiting. We're not building those skills. We're not, maybe we're not messing it up, but we're also not doing the thing. And as we go through life, there will be mistakes. So many mistakes. There will be messes. And, when that happens, we get to take a look at, okay, here's where I am now, and decide, okay, I'm here. What now? Where do I want to go with this? And of course, it helps if we can do that with as much kindness as possible. But remembering back to this book also has me thinking about how it's not just the really extraordinary things that matter. It's not just like the, most special days or the grand gestures. Because what I regret most about not having that book, or not having created that book, it's not the really big events from my childhood. I mostly remember those, or there's photographs, or other people remember and tell me about them. But what I really wish I had is a record of just all the little day-to-day things, like what mattered to me. What was it like to just live my life as me on an average day as a kid? And I think that's something we forget as we go through our days. There's so many things that just feel so ordinary, so mundane. And those things can be really powerful in how they shape our lives and our relationships with ourselves and with other people. And they really add up. I wonder if instead of having this vision of how I wanted that completed book to be and so perfect, what if I had just showed up for the page in front of me that day? Day after day, page after page, it would have added up to something really fun and beautiful. And along the way, I would have been building those skills. I would have been practicing drawing, practicing writing, hopefully practicing navigating those mistakes when they happened. Yeah. And I just wonder what I could have created, what I would have now if I had trusted that I was good enough and that my life was good enough. So today I'm curious for you, is there anything where you're kind of holding back because you just don't feel quite ready or quite good enough, or it's quite important enough? And also, how are, the just more mundane, everyday, ordinary things of your life, what are those adding up to? All right. I'll be back with more soon. In the meantime, remember, you can trust yourself.